tell you what you want, what I really, really want.
Yeah, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, really, really, really wanna zig a zig.
Ah.
There you go.
Every day's the same. I wake up, he's in my bed.
Good morning, sunshine.
He tries to make me breakfast, but I hate bacon and
What do you
eggs.
mean? I thought you loved these.
Hi, we're Confidence Man,
I'm Sugar Bones, and this is Janet Planet.
and these are our 5 essential tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, the first track I chose was More Than a Woman, which is Bee Gees. Bee Gees are actually, I know the English try to claim them, but actually technically they're Australian
From Redcliffe.
From Redcliffe, which is like not a classy area to be from, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but they brought a bit of class.
Yeah. I've always loved the Bee Gees. Like and particularly in this track, I think it's so cool that it's such a beautiful, like has so many violins, and it's like just so melodically beautiful. But then with like the high pitched falsetto of his voice, it's just such like a stark contrast because it's such like a gross, stupid sound in his falsetto with like this like amazing, like melody. I've always loved this song, and as a kid, like my dad was more into like rock, and he was always like Rolling Stones are better than the Beatles, and he's like, I would never listen to disco, and so this was really one of the first tracks that I found that was disco, which I've always been like a disco queen. It's been like my thing, and my dad was really disappointed in me. He's like, no, like you have to listen to rock, like disco's for losers, and it was kind of the first time where I was like, actually no, like disco's my thing, like I think this is like what I'm meant to be listening to. And I suppose that's kind of how I first got into dance music, was by this song, I suppose. No, he still thinks disco's for losers, but I think he's wrong, and I'm not a loser, so there you go.
Yeah, suck on that, Henry. So I chose one, which was, come on, brain.
Initially, you wanted to do Spooky initially, and then you changed it at the last minute.
Yeah, initially it was Spooky by Dusty Springfield, but then someone mentioned ABBA when I was walking over here, and I was like, it's got to be ABBA. I remember being probably about like from the age of like 10 to 12, doing long road trips with my family in the back of the car, and my cousin who's like into music, and we would just put on Best of ABBA and just crank it up, and just like he'd be like, all right, you take the sax, like I'll do the drums, and we just like air drumming and like air sax, and I think Dancing Queen has got to be the song. It's just such a cracker.
Got a big drop in it.
It's just straight in. It's just like feel good, forget your worries, and like you can be the dancing queen. Like it's about everyone really.
Can be the dancing queen.
Everyone's got a bit of dancing queen in their hearts.
The third track I chose was Galvanize by Chemical Brothers. I don't even really know why I chose this song. I love Chemical Brothers, and I love their live show as well. And I remember the first time I heard the riff. And I was a violin player as well, and so for me it was a big deal to hear a riff that was a violin or like a classical instrument in dance music. It kind of changed everything for me, where I was like, maybe violin actually isn't
Violins can be
lame.
cool.
Violins can be cool. They made it cool. It was a big deal. I suppose I remember this track as a kid because my sister, she was like a dance music journalist at the time, and so she was always showing me kind of music I shouldn't have known about as a kid. Like everyone else was listening to like Beyonce. I love Beyonce, like I listened to that as well, but she kind of showed me a lot of kind of drum and bass and a lot of kind of rave music, and I remember watching the film clip as a kid, and it had Q-Tip in it, and I'd always been a huge hip-hop fan as well, like Tribe Called Quest, and then when I realized he was working on this track and my sister showed it to me, it just blew my mind.
So the other track I chose was Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads. We're all huge Talking Heads and just David Byrne in general fans. Lyrically, it was like a song that I heard and like just seemed like a whole nother level of like sickness.
Insight into the world a little bit.
Yeah, and just like that groove kind of bass thing. We always try and find a groove is like so important for the dance music, and it's something David Byrne and like all the Talking Heads albums do so well. And yeah, and just the lyrics as well are just so next level that like it really like made me want to write a song that good. And I think Bubblegum pretty much summed that up.
Oh yeah, no, totally. And also like you know, I've watched just so many interviews with David Byrne, and he like to me is such an idol because he says that music isn't just about, you know, like an oral thing at all. It's actually about a performance, and he talks about how you shouldn't give everything away at the start. You should slowly start bringing people onto stage and slowly start like increasing in intensity. And you know, like with the costumes and the dancing and everything on stage, I feel like that changed everything for me. Like watching his film clips and watching him play live, it made me realize music isn't just music. It has to be like a live experience. And I suppose that's really what we took from that, was we wanted our show to be something spectacular, and you don't go away and just be like, that was, you know, just someone playing guitar or playing keys. You want it to be like an experience.
Just kind of, use everything you have at your disposal to make it as good as it can be.
He really pushed boundaries, and I suppose that's what we wanted to do as well, was like push things to the edge of almost being just so weird that you can't handle it, but draw it back enough that people can understand it.
I think like someone who pushes boundaries that much will always have like a lasting effect, like through the decades kind of thing.
Track number 5 is Basement Jaxx, Good Luck. I grew up on this track. Everything about this track is like, it's like a pop gem. It's just so perfect. It has like soul. It has an amazing bass line. And when I was a kid growing up listening to Basement Jaxx, every time I listened to the tracks, like I'd find something new in it. Like they have these tiny little nuances in the music where every time you listen to it, you find something new.
Tell me, is life just a playground? Think you're the real deal, honey, and someone will always look out for you. Good luck in your new bed. Enjoy your nightmare, son.
So I'd actually listen to the tracks and I'd try to pick out every little thing in the track. I'd be like, okay, I can like hear like that little thing there. I can hear like this little whoop there. And it was just so cool. And I suppose like that's something I've always wanted to do in our music, is add so many layers that there's a crazy amount of depth and there's always something new for people to find.
Yeah, and just at the right time sort of thing. Like there'll just be tiny little things that they'll do in a track that actually like make it like 10 times better than just like jump in for like half a second.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try and steal a lot from them.
Yeah. Basement Jaxx for us, like when we write, we do use a lot of references, and they for me have been probably my main influence in writing dance music. All right, this will be my bonus track. You can also have a bonus track.
Thanks.
Spice Girls. Which song though? You can help me on this one.
Tell you what you want, what you really, really want.
Yeah, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, I really, really, really wanna zig a zig. There you go. So what would be your extra track?
I'm gonna say
He's a country
Harvest
boy.
Moon by Neil Young.
I knew this was coming. I knew a country song was coming. He's a country boy at heart.
Yeah, I'm actually sick of this band. I just want to be sitting on the deck playing my banjo. So if anyone has a country band that needs banjo player, I'm your man.
The whole time we've been playing these shows for 4 months, he's just been sitting there being like, man, I miss my guitar. And I'm like, put your hot pants on, get on stage, dance.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, but like, you know, I'm here to get the job done. And
He's a good boy.
Yeah, you try.
Thanks for watching.
We had a really good time and we hope you did too.
Now let's get up and wiggle our butts.